नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. So here we are again to demonstrate in front of you the powers of breath. Today early morning, actually yesterday whole night, my body was in such high zone, high frequency. Usually itself I don't have sleep. Yesterday, even that few hours of samadhi was not there. I was continuously waiting when everyone will wake up. Morning 5 o'clock itself we had a session. From 5 o'clock till 8, we were manifesting the breath dimension powers. If I have to put it in a nutshell, breath dimension is breathtaking. So, I'll invite few of the Nithyananda Yogam participants to come and share. Once they share with their balasans, then I'll explain more and more about this breath dimension. All the art, dance, music, poetry, archery, everything, 64 arts, temple arts, sculpting, everything belongs to breath dimension. All the emotion, heart and the art related things, everything belongs to breath dimension. So, let's hear from Nithyananda Yogam participants and balasans.
Nithyanandam. First I'd like to introduce Alicia with a balasant who has actually only been in the Nithyananda Gurukul for 3 days, Ma Kavi Priya.
Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam Swamiji. Nithyanandam everybody. My name is Alicia. I'm from New York City. I'm a marketing professional and vocalist in New York. And this is Kavi Priya, the balasant who I work with. Again, she's only been in Gurukul for 3 days, and she's expressing the power of breath today, which was really exciting. So there's amazingly, there's 5 paintings that she was able to draw, that I asked her to draw, famous paintings, and 2 deities. So the first one was Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And what she drew was the stars and the swirls in the sky, and she said exact colors of exactly how it is in the painting. The next one was, yeah. The next one was The Scream by Edvard Munch, and what she drew was the face, the exact shape of the face of the man who's screaming, and she drew the boardwalk that's there, and the swirls of the river, as well as the sky, the swirls and the lines, exactly how it looks like, and even the colors. She's really great at naming the colors. She got the colors right too for The Scream. And then there's the Johannes Vermeer famous painting, The Girl with the Pearl Earring. And by the way, she's never seen any of these paintings before. So this is, you know, she didn't know about any of this. And so how old are you, Kavi? Okay. So, so she drew the face of the girl with a scarf on her head. And then she said, actually, she's facing this way, and she's looking like this. It's exactly the way she's looking. And then she said the scarf on her head is blue, which is exactly right. And then the persistence of memory. So actually, most of the viewers probably know these paintings, so when I'm describing it, you know exactly what I'm describing, so you know that it's right. The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. She drew the tree with the branch sticking out on the left, with the clock hanging off of it, as well as the ledge with the clock hanging off and that other pink object with the dots on it, which is, I'm not sure what it is, but she drew that. And she drew the mountain range on the right-hand side, and she said that was a yellow mountain range, and which is all correct. And the Creation of Adam by Michelangelo, what she drew is the man on the left that's lounging with his arm going this way, sticking out, that's the exact way that she drew this figure lying down with the arm sticking out is exactly the way it is in that painting, which was amazing. And then I've asked her, have you ever gone to the Batu Caves in Malaysia? And she said no. So I said, okay, can you draw what it looks like? So she drew the whole scene. She drew Subramanya with the veil, and she drew the temple exactly the way it is. And she said, you know, there's a lot of greenery there, and it was exactly the way it is in the picture in Google. And lastly, Raja Rajeshwari, the temple near Bidadi here, I asked her, can you draw this deity? And so she drew, she started drawing the deity itself with this pointy crown on her head with a prabhavali around it, and then she named the color, the picture I was looking at, she named the colors of the flowers in that picture, and then the golden color of her body, which was in that picture, and as well as, I think that was about it for that one, but it was, she drew exactly the way I had it, the picture that I found, and she's never been to that temple either, so I think this is a very exciting day for Kavi Priya and the whole Sangha and the whole world, and it's very historic, and I'm really happy to be part of it. Thank you, Swamiji.
What a way to start the day. Even I was jealous of them. Early morning, 5 o'clock itself, you gather and sit at the feet of the Guru, and he comes and lies down in his silver swing with a mild background, Devaram and Tiruvasagam. You just sit around him and manifest powers. Come on. I don't know in which bargain, in which business this is right. Only in Sadashiva's business it happens.
How do I email this to? This is her phone, I don't know.
So here we go with the breath dimension. And I went to yoga this morning, and I was sitting on my yoga mat, and suddenly Yanatma came out and said, "Everybody get up and go to the courtyard." And I'm like, oh gosh, I just woke up and my hair is all messy. We run to the courtyard, and Swamiji initiates the balasants as well as the yogam participants into breath. Then we started to go on a real adventure. And because breath is visualization, and it's artwork, culture, drama, it's a completely different dimension from the length. So Deepa is my balasant, and I started to ask her to draw pictures of different things, so I want to show you what she drew. The first thing that we asked her to draw was the most famous painting in the world, which is Van Gogh, Sunflowers. Of course, we didn't mention the name Van Gogh, and we didn't mention sunflowers, and she immediately started to draw. And I'm going to show, if you can zoom in on this picture. She started to draw the vase, and the vase is very distinctive. As you can see, it's on a table. And the sunflowers, the sunflowers, she said, they're yellow with big, dark colored centers. So you can see that it is, in fact, The flowers are yellow with dark colored centers. And she said they're much bigger than this. So she'd already started drawing the smaller flowers, but she said they're much bigger than this. So she really got that dimension. She really got hold of it. And if you want to see something even better than that, wait till you see this. Okay, here we go on the adventure. The next thing that we asked, actually this was the first thing we asked her to draw, which was Queen Nefertiti. And Queen Nefertiti, I think she's an Egyptian, maybe princess, I'm not sure. And I remembered her as having a very tall crown. That was what was so distinctive about her. Now I'm going to show you the picture, and you're going to see on the very top of this page is a picture with a beautiful queen, and she's very attractive, but she has a very small crown. And Deepa said, this is a tiara. Have you ever heard that word before?
Yes, but not with her. I didn't know about her at all.
Okay, so she didn't know anything about her. And I was visualizing this big, tall crown, and she had on a small crown. So we thought, oh, she missed this one, rats. Then she Googled the picture after we went on to another image, and she found the exact image. She Googled it, and she found a tiara, Queen Nefertiti with a tiara. So I think Yanatma's looking for that right now. So while she's looking for that, let me talk to you about the third image. I got up to go get tea because it was so early in the morning I wanted to wake up a little bit. And when I came back, I looked down at the paper, and here was Kedarnath Temple. And I thought, wow, she's drawn the Kedarnath Temple. That's amazing. And so I sat down, and sure enough, that's what they had asked her to draw. And she did a little detail over on the side. If you zoom in, you'll see that the flag is exactly the right shape and the right pinnacle on the top of the temple. And you can see the mountains in the background. And then she said those are big steps, big, huge, thick granite steps that are leading up to the temple. And that's exactly what it looks like. So she got that one exactly right as well. Now, the most interesting one is the one at the bottom, and that is the Eiffel Tower. And, of course, she drew the Eiffel Tower, but she also drew the big pool of water with the fountain and the trees that are next to the Eiffel Tower. And she said, something's moving. And I said, what is that?
It was the river behind the Eiffel Tower.
So it was the river Seine, which is behind the Eiffel Tower. She drew that and the walkway. And then tell them about the next part.
So actually, in the picture, it was like, it was a long thing. So I told that there's like the street lights, like 5 to 6 feet away, and there's like one more street light around the whole Eiffel Tower. And Anne-Marima asked me to track down her how she goes to her house. So at the bottom, I actually drew the path in which she actually uses to go to her house. She told it takes 15 minutes. And actually she uses exactly this path for her to go, and there's like something here. That's why she moves away from that and goes and reaches to her house.
So she got that exactly right as well.
Balasans are giving a precise highway numbers, highway names, directions. You are going to hear all that next. Literally GPS, Google Map, and what not.
Okay. Thank you.
Nithyanandam. So next we have Sunanda with Atma Maya. And as Swamiji said, it was so incredible this morning. Actually, we were all just ready for yoga and being called to a session to see the manifestation of the breath dimension was something beyond what any of us could have imagined for this morning. And as he said, the balasans were getting not only like GPS coordinates, they were also telling the latitude and longitude of places, drawing maps through countries they've never previously visited or even looked at maps for. It was really remarkable. And also, I want to say one thing for Western viewers. To us, these kinds of paintings might be too common because it's part of our regular learning process. But for these balasans, they haven't seen this kind of art, impressionist art, or somewhat abstracted art, because in the culture of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, usually things are drawn more precisely, more beautifully. So when images were coming up blurry, I heard them asking, why is it all smeared? Why does it look a little bit sloppy? For the Westerner, this might be the most famous painting. But for them, it's something brand new. So really, it's remarkable what Ma Balananda was just sharing. So, as I said, next, Ma Atma Maya again, a balasant who had some amazing experiences yesterday, has had amazing experiences yet again today with a whole new dimension expressing.
My name is Sunanda Pangarkar. I worked in United States for 20 years as a owner and administrator of a huge child care center in Illinois, which is closer to Chicago. This morning, when Swamiji was explaining us of this morning's initiation, he said, now to these balasans, you show them any medicine or any tablet, and they will be able to give you exact ingredients in that medicine. And we were excited, so we found some tablets, and Atma Maya is our balasans, so we showed her the tablet. We did not open the tablet, but without seeing how the tablet, these are those tablets. And we just showed her, but she did not read any ingredients. And since it was her first question, she was the first one, she took only 30 seconds and started to write. She did write sodium is one of the component with that combination of chemicals in that tablet, including the color of the tablet. She said the color of the tablet is pink, and she took a paper and pencil and started to write all the ingredients in detail. We could not confirm all of those because we are not pharmacists, so we took her word, but we did confirm the sodium, which is one of the components with all those chemicals. And we were very happy when we opened
You should
the
Google.
tablet.
If you Google, you will confirm. That's all.
Yeah,
Just Google and get it. That's all.
The color is pink, and whatever we component we confirmed with the Google, they all are exactly like she explained or wrote on the paper. So I just thank you very much.
Nithyananda, the next question was a GPS question, and we asked her to give us the directions from Nithyananda Palace to the temple in Australia. And she immediately drew the path, and she also wrote what is on either side of the road, which is tall grass and trees. If you can zoom in, you can see she has written. She also said the distance is 1.5 kilometers, which is correct.
Nithyanandam, we gave her another GPS question, the directions to my house, which is also very close to the Ohio Temple. And for that, she drew it out. She drew the picture of, or the name of my house, the temple, the direct road between, the river behind the temple, as well as the spur road that goes off. So this was about her third question that she'd been asked. Now, if Yanatma's ready to project the pictures, the next one was much more detailed. I asked Atma Maya to tell the name and draw the church that I had gone to for many, many years as a child. So she immediately started drawing, if you can do a close-up here. She drew a picture of a building. Then what she said was, there's a windmill next to the church. And I said, I don't think so. Then one of, I think it was Vedanta herself, said, describe the windmill, what's on it? So if you can see, there's a cross here. I can't get it right. Here, you do it. My hand's shaking a little. Can you show the other picture, Mayanatma, the one with the cross? So show the other picture. So this was the picture of the cross. So she called this a windmill. And then later she kept describing this as the plus sign next to the church. So this is what she saw. Now, see the name, and you can see on the paper that she wrote 2 names for the church, either Jasmine or Rose. And so you saw from that picture the correct name of the church is St. Rose Catholic Church. And third, to compare the actual photograph of the church with the drawing that she wrote. And there it is. So we're so happy and excited to be entangling in part of this process. Thank you so much, Swamiji, Atmamaya, and all of Sangha. Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam. So next we have Shati Bama, Dr. Saraswati and Jaina with our beautiful Balasant, Ma Lopamudra.
Nithyanandam. I'm Jaina Tang. So we actually have our Balasant, Lopa Mudra. We jump on straight away, give her a picture of a very famous artist named Van Gogh. He actually drew a self-portrait. We didn't show her, of course, we put it on the side. And she actually described in details the background of this portrait. She started with, I see black background with dark coat jacket. Dark coat, you see? And then she go on to describe the white collar, everything in details. And then she go on to mention the next thing was the nose. She drew the nose close to the shape of the nose here, the pointing down. And one thing she could describe, the head is tilted this way, looking down right at the bottom. I was like, yes, correct. And then she go on to describe, yes, eye bag is correct, yes, eye bag also. And she go on to describe the eye is round, not sharp, and has a light eyebrow, which is correct. And then the forehead, she mentioned, is kind of bald, but not exactly bald. And she also mentioned the face color. At first she didn't see so clear. She only said the color is like some beige and all that. Then as she go on, she said, I also saw the wrinkle on the forehead, which there's wrinkle. And then she go on to describe the lips, thin lips, and she's trying to make the face like this, you know. And she mentioning that it's not smiling, which is true, not smiling, like a straight downward face, set like that. Exactly in details. Eye bags. And eye bags I mentioned, yes. Yes, and the next is your GPS. Oh, one more. The GPS, I asked her about the airport to my home in Singapore. She's never been. She actually described when I land from the airport, how is my trail out of the airport. So in Singapore airport, most of them is carpeted with red. She mentioned, I see a lot of red flooring, so it's correct. And Singapore airport have a lot of glass everywhere. And then we go on to the baggage area. She said there's a slight slope going downward. She didn't mention baggage area, but there is a slope. We always have to walk down before you reach the baggage pickup area. That's correct. And then she go on to the road. She saw the road are all really fairly straight, which is correct, very clean. Singapore is clean, crazy clean. Then we have come to, you say, there's not much turning to your home, is correct, because the highway all the way to this new estate that I moved in, and closing to my home, there's a lot of green plants she saw, which is correct. And that was really like blow my mind. Like, she's traveling, and we are traveling with her, as she described it. So she's really now a walking GPS for us, seriously. Yeah, thank you.
Nithyanandam, as Swamiji mentioned, we were working with Balasans this morning. Actually, as soon as they initiated, right after initiation, he told you can give them some tablets and they can even tell the composition. It's right after, and I probably took 5 minutes to get there, to go and get the tablets. And I gave the tablets to Lopamudra, and one other tablet to her sister also was initially working with me. So I gave it to Kalpalata also, one other one. And Lopamudra started writing the composition of the tablet right away, not in an order, but all the letters she got it. I gave tablet fluconazole, and she wrote all the letters in that. And then I told it, and then she started to arrange. And she actually wrote FLU, and then after that she did random order. But she got it, that's right after initiation, this one. So it was pretty amazing. And also her sister also, at the same time, I gave her diclofenac sodium. I mean, these tablets, actually, I opened it and gave it. I didn't give the strips. I just opened it, and they don't know what it is. They just know the color. So the Kalpalata, she immediately saying, Ma, this has iron. I'm like, no, it doesn't have iron. But I'm actually myself thinking, is there some trace of iron in it? Because the confidently she was saying that. But after that, she wrote sodium, one component of that, diclofenac sodium. She was able to do that. And that was really good. And Lopamudra, after we gave GPS. Swamiji said you can even give ask the directions, and they'll be able to give. So she was able to, actually I asked her from Atlanta airport to my home, can you give the directions? Immediately, first thing she said is, it looks like India. It doesn't look like a foreign country. I don't know why she felt that. And then she said there are a lot of lights now. Is it night ma there? And actually it was 9:30 p.m. there. So she's actually there seeing everything. She's saying, I'm seeing from the top, and I'm seeing the road. There are tall buildings next to the road. I'm seeing there's dark on the road. And she was able to describe the highway because it goes through the downtown of Atlanta. So it's tall buildings on the side, she said, which is exactly right. And then when it takes the exit, it says it's dark in that area, and it was a lot of vegetation, and it is right. And then when we actually go towards the road, the last road to my house, she said it's again lighted, and there are shops in that area. She was able to describe.
They can even give the number of the name of the road and all that.
Yes.
See,
yeah.
You guys should ask them to give a detail, like a GPS direction. They can see in the Krishashila and write, take 7th exit, like this they can give a clear.
But she was able to do the exits, everything, description very perfectly actually. So, thank you so much, Swami.
So my question to Ma Lopamudra was to describe the view that I get from my house. So she started saying, you live in an apartment, you live in a high place. I said yes. She said 3rd floor. I said yes. Then she described it's a creamy building. It is, yes, a creamy building. She described the balustrade. And then she said, I can see a water feature. And actually, yeah, she could see greenery. She could see greenery, and actually it is very green. And she could see water feature. She said, I said, yes, there's a river. And she described the color of the water, which is green. So she got everything perfectly right. I have one more sharing with your permission, Swamiji, because yesterday we did the length dimension, and at one time Swamiji said, now you participants, you start manifesting. And we switched the role. Now, I want to share because I am one of the very, very hard nuts. and hardcore SDHD. I'm not proud to say it, but I have to say. So the moment we switched the role, I had a group of 3 with Ma Vairagya Mayananda. She is somewhere around here. And she started with me. She said, I'm projecting something on your Krista Shila, which is the granite slab. And then she moved on to somebody else, and she gave the temperature of Chennai. So I looked at my granite slab, and I tried to entangle and think of Swamiji to show me, because I'm very, very skeptical. Am I going to see something or not? And then I wrote a number, because I saw a number. I saw many numbers, but something flashed, and I wrote, and I showed to her. It was 8337. And she said, correct, but there's one missing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe. She said, did I hear right? Did you say correct? She said, yes. I looked again, and I saw a 0. I added the 0. And at the same time, I saw a number, because she was asking my partner, the temperature is in Chennai at that time. So I saw 29, and I write 29 degrees Chennai temperature. And I showed her the paper. And she said, yes, 83370 is the correct number. And temperature in Chennai is 29. That was for me a real breakthrough, because my partner is a Trinatra Tilak, and she didn't find yet the temperature she was asked, and I found it and I got it. So for me it was like, my God, thank you so much, Swamiji. It's happening to me now too. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Actually, the entanglement is a process where it's not that you are only sitting there as a questioner. So much happens inside you, you start answering. It is like a complete entanglement of the whole courtyard. Even the sparrows, parrots, they were all getting entangled and getting initiated. They are all getting these powers.
So next we have Chico with Shivatma Maharaj.
Hello, my name is Chico Pfeiffer. What I wanted to share before I start is that sometimes people asking me like, how are you today? And sometimes I still have to think, sometimes I'm so speechless because I see so many things happening in front of me, in back of me, and I think, wow, I don't know, you don't have words for it. Anyway, this morning when we woke up and we went to go to the yoga, we were supposed to go to the courtyard, and then we did this process. And I was still a little bit tired, so I was a little bit like tired. But the moment I connected with the Gurukuls, I was so fresh and I got so much energy. And also I have to say, sometimes with little children or something, I have sometimes like not so deep connection. But today, I don't know what happened, but there was this total connection with them, and I saw all this beauty because I had 4 of these children next to me, and I really felt like, again, no words, like a grandfather, which loving all his little grandchildren, and I saw them, and I love them all. And I think, oh, and I don't know this feeling, because with children, sometimes I have this story. Anyway, I asked him the question, first of all, I said like, do you know where I live? And he started writing down in a few seconds, yes, M-A-R, and he says, it's Marbella, but he says Marbella because it's different in Spanish pronouncement. So I think, wow, yeah, that was the first thing. So I was getting so exciting. I go like, oh my God, it's really happening in front of me. So you get this happy feeling. And then I asked him, for me it was a difficult question, I think he should not know this, but I asked him, there is a very famous painting from Vincent van Gogh. He's a very famous Dutch painter. I said, what is on the painting? There are some flowers on it. And in less than a second, he says, sunflowers. I think, oh my God, yes. Yes, 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 yes. He did it also. And then the other question was, I asked him, there is a symbol in Amsterdam, and all over the streets you can see them, there are little pillars, and there are 3 crosses on it. And he just drawn it. In a few seconds, he made, yes, there. He made a symbol like this, and he put the crosses in it, and he says there are 3 crosses in it. So then I was like, now I love them forever. And this beautiful process, you see them happening in front of your eyes, and now you realize it's really magic and it's really divine. And these are really little gods and goddesses, and I have to say now, yes, I love them. Thank you. And thank you, Swamiji, for doing all this magic. Thank you.
Blessings.
Nithyananda, my name is Ma Dharma Dharananda. Swamiji, thank you very much for my spiritual name. I love it. This morning, I have the opportunity to entangle with Mahagita, and it was amazing. I asked him a question to give direction from my work to my home. He actually drew the highway and the streets. And going to my home, when you get off the road, there's so many small streets. You have to go through Monte Carlo, Mandavi, then to Ventana Way. He even draw my house is in the middle of the street. He got that so correct. He even draw the trees on the way to my home. I also have an opportunity to ask him where in my house I have Swamiji Atma Murti. He described from the time you enter in the door, what he saw was on my right side. He explained there's light color stairs going upstairs. Then he goes, proceed. There is large room. You have to pass a white table. He also says the floor is light color, which is parquet. And he said, past the white table, you have Swamiji Atma Murti. You also have your puja kit. He described the way my puja kit was set up, that there is a brown mat. And he also said that I have a stool that I sit on to do my puja on a table, which was absolutely correct. He also goes, you have two Swamiji Atma Murti. That's my son and my Atma Murti are together. That's awesome. And he smiles just like Swamiji when he speaks. Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Masterton from South Africa. I'm a town planner and an environmental researcher. We decided to give Mahagita something fun to do, so we Googled a whole bunch of Snoopy pictures. So there were about 20 pictures of Snoopy that came up, and we chose one of them. I don't know if you can project that picture for us if you've got it, Janatma. And so what he did is that immediately he formed his hands in the shape of a heart, and he said, there's a heart, and it's a pinkish reddish color, and it's got an outline on it, and it's in the top corner, and then the picture is white, and there's some blue in the background, and then he also said, down at the bottom, there's some sharp stuff, it looks like grass. Yes, it's grass. And then he said there's a yellow bird, and what he was doing was he picking up an image from another picture that was from the original 20 pictures of Snoopy, and we said, yes, okay, there is that in other pictures. He also picked up a brilliant golden sunset, and he said they're sitting on the roof, and there was another picture of Charlie Brown and Snoopy sitting on the roof looking at the sunset. So we said to him, okay, so what's the main image in the picture that we're looking at? He said it's got a white outline. I think it's an animal. And of course, because he's a 9-year-old kid from India, he doesn't know the familiarity of Snoopy, and which is very Western. And Snoopy's drawn in a very particular kind of way if you know Snoopy. But he said, I think it's a little brown bear or some little animal. We said, yeah, no, okay, that's correct. That's lovely. So he really did very well on identifying the images from that. But the nicest thing about him was just sitting there, entangling with him is the most lovable, calm, collected kid, completely uncomplicated. Completely uncomplicated, just so giving and eager to just share and get involved with a group of like 6 adults is quite amazing. 7 adults.
Like, as you can see, Mahagita was doing so well. Literally, we were in the back just fighting over him, like, Mahagita, come with us, we'll share what you did with me. And so he was the first. I was the first one he expressed the power for, and literally I was just like, describe my house, you know, draw my house. And instantly, like, he just blinked and then started describing the first floor of my house perfectly. And then he just drew this floor plan, which was, you know, pretty much almost correct, like the entire floor plan of the first floor. And this is like 6 a.m. in the morning. Mahagita's 9 years old, and he's expressing from the get-go. You know, there's all these young adults in the West like struggling to get to uni on time with like 10 coffees. I mean, I was sitting there with 2 coffees drinking like, oh yeah, oh, wow. And so, I mean, really what's happening here is Swamiji is just making the entire, you know, logic irrelevant. He's making the Western education system irrelevant. He's making Einstein irrelevant. He's making the Western lifestyle irrelevant. So if you're watching this and you're hearing this, then come here, do yourself a favor, and let Swamiji make you irrelevant to you.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Akshay Agunananda in the building, live from Kailas, the only place to be. Get up here quick. Because after coming to Sri Paramashivoham Nithyananda Swamiji, these 2 eyes are completely irrelevant. Literally. I'm out here entangling with Mahagita, just thinking to myself, you know what? We need to get a pair of glasses that, instead of having lenses, they just have Krishna Shilas covered in Niranjana, so that from one of them, I can see what's in front of me in high definition, was actually there. Another one, I can see what's exactly on Mars. Because with Mahagita, literally, I just pulled out my phone the second I told him, can you tell me what picture I'm looking at? In high definition, high detail, he explained everything exactly the way it was, to the point where I had to expand it on my phone, look in, squint a little bit, take like 5 seconds to really confirm what he said, and I'm like, oh, that was there. But my 2 eyes couldn't see with what he didn't even look at. He saw everything in crystal clear, high definition. It's amazing. Only Sri Paramashivoham Nithyananda Swamiji could do that for you. Get over here quick. Literally, whatever you're doing over there is not worth not being over here. Completely irrelevant. And mind you, he's only 9 years old, and this power has only been entangled for the past 3 hours. And that happened in the first 1 hour. It can happen in literally 1 hour. Why wait? Just book your flight today and come over here, because this is a power you should not miss out on. I don't even feel the need to use these 2 eyes anymore, literally.
Nithyanandam, this is Ma Shakti Rupa, and with me there is Ma Lokapriya. And today it was just amazing how we started manifesting the breath, and it just manifested just like that. Just a very amazing thing. Just today, Shakti Rupa was running to yoga, and Shakti Rupa was just feeling, you know, what if today's Swamiji's session? And just when we came to yoga, they were like, oh, it's Swamiji's session. And we rushed to the courtyard. So it was cool how it just the thought just happened. So today with Lokapriya, Shakti Rupa was asking the former British queen, Queen Victoria, can you draw her? And she was just drawing and drawing and drawing. And she drew it so precisely. The necklace she had, the staff that she was holding, and the crown, like exactly the picture in such a beautiful way. And how accurately she was drawing was just so mind-blowing. And right after that, the next question was draw the map from Delhi to Varanasi. And she drew the India map, and she put Varanasi, and she put Delhi and Varanasi. And exactly, Shakti Rupa was searching it on the maps, and just like that, it was like so precise, the angle and everything, from this and the way she drew the line. And next, the next question was Madagascar, draw the island, the shape of the island. And exactly with, she was drawing the line, with even the, how to say, like the indent or the tip, she was drawing it so precisely. So it was so cool how Swamiji is initiating, and just like that, every day one power is manifesting. So I feel so blessed to be part of it and just watch the whole happening. Thank you.
I heard some kids were even giving the road direction like a highway number, all that. Come on, share.
Nithyananda Swamiji. I'm Valentina, I'm coming from Italy. So this morning we had a very exciting starting hours in the courtyard. So we are very, very exciting to introduce our balasant. It's Vairagya Maya. And, yes, sorry. Well, actually, we started with hearts question. And my first question was about Leonardo da Vinci. Of course, she doesn't know Leonardo da Vinci. She could not even realize the language that was in Leonardo da Vinci. And I asked her, please, to draw one of the most famous painting that is in Paris, in Louvre Museum, belongs him. So immediately, with a pencil, she was starting to draw a long face, actually, but the shape was looking as a female shape, then the nose, and the eyes, without the eyebrows, actually. So I've been looking there, I was like, then she's going on, then she started cancel and playing with the image, but actually, suddenly I asked her, so what are you seeing on the Krishna Shila? And she said, he's a female, and the shape of the hair, she started drawing the hair, so everything was perfect, and it's Mona Lisa. Yeah, in less than 5 seconds, she started immediately. After that, but many questions, because our group belongs 5 people. So one of my other questions was the Route 66 in the USA. So as soon as I say the Route 66, the pencil start drawing on our paper exactly the route, the street going starting from one point, then on going up, and again more and more. So then she told me, I see many points on the map. I say, yes, perfect. Can you tell me, please, which one is the first, from where is starting and the city is starting and the end one? And she starts saying L-O-S-A, so Los Angeles, and after C-H-I, Chicago. So beautiful, beautiful, yeah. Yeah.
Nithyananda, I am Manishka Ketu. So I told her to draw, it's a drawing from a famous artist, Vincent van Gogh, the Starry Night. And then she started, immediately started like doing a round, like a star, and then she started drawing like a tree. She didn't know what was it, and she asked me, what is it? And then she wasn't sure if it was correct. And I said, yes, go on, it's right. And then she started drawing a moon, and then the whole star, and it was a perfect image of drawing of the artwork. So this is the Starry Night. And then I told her to draw the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, which was designed by a famous architect, Gaudi. And she started with the tower, and then she asked me if it contained more than one tower, if it had 2 towers, and if they were connected. I said, yes, there was 2 towers connected, but there are more than 2 towers. And then she started drawing the main entrance. There are 3 facades of this church, and she started drawing the exact facade, the main entrance, with the 4 towers, and then going down, and then here, how it's going. So that was amazing because I know the Sagrada Familia, but I wouldn't be able to draw it by myself. I would have looked constantly on the drawing and then draw it. But she just... with all the holes in the tower. So, and then my sister, Mashivani, asked her the direction, GPS route, of two residents in Winnipeg. And she gave the answer, first go straight, after 2 to 3 meters, have a turn left. After 1 kilometer, we have to turn right. Then we have to go straight after 5 kilometers. Then in a turning, it is in the left side, keep going straight. So that was perfect. Actually, on the Google, it was written 64 kilometers, 64 meters instead of 2 to 3 meters. But Google was wrong. It was actually 3 meters, and she wrote 2 to 3 meters. So, and then she was also told to draw the Subramanian yantra for worshipping. Then she started drawing exactly how Swamiji was drawing in a YouTube. So we've put the YouTube, and she started at the exact point. And then she drew the yantra.
Next.
That was so amazing. Thank you, Swamiji.
Nithyanandam. My name is Sona Kamath, and today we entangled with Ma Shiva Yoga. And what was interesting is minutes after we were entangling, I was looking at the Krishnashila, and I could see a very famous landmark from where I'm from. And so I asked her, I said, the city that I live in, which she doesn't know, has a very famous landmark. Can you describe it to me or draw it? And she said, what's a landmark? So I said, well, she said, is it a building? I said, no, it's not really a statue, it's a structure. So then she started to draw a curved shape. And she looked up at me, and I said, yes. Now mind you, for the last several days, we've given them very complicated math that even engineers have difficulty solving. We've given them all kinds of distances that NASA's had to go to extremes to document. And so it was as simple as a curved structure. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and the gateway to the west, the arch, is one of the most famous landmarks in St. Louis. And so she drew it out. And I said, okay, now take me home from here, to my home. So she looked at her Krishna Sila, and she wrote out the number 6. And I said, yes, you're right. And then she stopped, and she said, there's a roundabout. There's a round way around this structure. And I said, yes, you have to get out of that area first. You have to go around. Then she said, there's a 3. And I said, no, 6 is correct. I don't know about the 3. She said, no, Ma, there are 3 roads. For your road, you have to stay to the right. And I said, I have to think about which highways and how. And she's right. If I stay to the right, the highway that I need to go to my home starts with a 6. I said, all right, now tell me the second number after the 6. And she looked, and she was having a hard time. I said, I see it, but it's upside down from where you're sitting. And she looked at it, and she said, it's a 4. I said, yes, this highway is 64. Now tell me what direction Highway 64 goes into my house. And right away, she said, it's west, Ma, with such confidence. I said, okay, now tell me what street you're going to take to get to my home from this highway. And right away, she said, it's another 6 and a 7, and you're going to make a left turn. And so she got me to my home from a landmark that she doesn't even know, a city that she doesn't know, and she got me home properly.
What Ma Shiva Yoga was sharing today was so amazing because the kinds of questions we gave were each completely different. So from enlightened GPS to identifying the exact location and object in which the Koh-i-Noor diamond is in. Ma Bhaktika Swami told her, there's a diamond called the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Can you tell us where it is now and what it's in? Can you draw it out? What she immediately started to draw was like a grid shape with small shapes inside it. While looking at it, it looked like it could be any kind of a structure. Then she drew one larger shape on top of that, and she kind of put the whole thing together. Afterwards, I Googled it myself to see, and she drew exactly the structure of the crown in which the Koh-i-Noor diamond is in. Besides that, she was naming the colors. She said, I'm seeing a maroon, and now I'm seeing a pink. She was describing like different shades. When I did the full Google image search, sometimes the velvet within the crown is a deep purple, sometimes it's maroon, sometimes it's pink. So she was not only seeing the crown, she's seen all the variables that come within the crown. And then she went even further and described how it's a crown, but there's also an opening between each thing. The way the edges of that crown are curved, she was showing how they come to a peak and how there's a space that you can see between it. She was giving a more detailed response than I think any of us have ever observed in that crown before. The other thing is, Swamiji told us immediately we can name any medicine, and the Balasants will be able to give us the full ingredient list for that medicine. So I named the first medicine I could think of, which is anisin. And immediately she started to describe not only the ingredients, but also the quality of each ingredient, what each ingredient is used for. So she gave a much more detailed description of the ingredient list than what was found online. She said there's a coating, there's an active ingredient, and there's a filler. Online it was only showing what the ingredients are, but she was breaking it down which is used for what. And then she also gave the full description of what that particular medicine does, even more detailed than what I knew. I thought of it as a painkiller. She was describing its other properties also. So it's something really amazing.
All right. So we'll go and do more work and come back to you with more presentations. I think this is the way the next few days satsang is going to be. And I also strongly recommend all the Sadashivoham participants to come for every morning satsang. Even sitting with me and listening to all this will be an entanglement. Shakti Nipata, you will manifest powers. You will start manifesting Sadashivoham powers. If you have done Sadashivoham and you want to manifest more and more powers, come for every morning satsang. That's it. So with this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.